have a few minutes to go before business resumes. That's at 11 hours as the House is considering a ministerial statement that has been delivered by the Minister of Agriculture, Honourable Mtolo Piri, on the preparation for the agriculture farming inputs for the 2025-2026 farming season.
Still to come, we expect the House to consider one question for oral answer under Standing Order 82. This is question 16, and it will come from Chinsali, Member of Parliament, Mr. Kalalwe Mukosa. And he will be directing his question to the Minister of Energy. He wants to find out a question in two parts, whether the government is aware that for the past 1 month, Chinsali district has been experiencing a critical shortage of fuel, thereby affecting service delivery in essential sectors such as health. And in the other part of the question, he wants to find out, if so, what urgent measures are being taken to resolve the problem.
After that, we have resumption of debate on thanks, the President's address, that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the President's address. So members of Parliament are currently debating the President's speech. The President of the Republic, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, was in the House last week on Friday to officially open the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly. And so members of Parliament are debating this particular, the speech that was delivered by the President. Just now, we leave you with live pictures as business resumes any time from now. Good morning.
Honorable members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker.
In Parliament television, bells are ringing. We don't have a quorum in the House. It is a requirement that 1/3 of members of Parliament must be present in the House for any business to transact. And so once the quorum has been formed, we expect business of the House to resume.
In case you have just joined us, business started at 09 hours. We did have our honor, the Vice President's question time, and currently, just rather before the break, members of Parliament were debating or considering a ministerial statement that has been put forward by the Minister of Agriculture on the preparation for agriculture farming inputs for the 2025-2026 farming season. And so members of Parliament are asking follow-up questions to the Minister of Agriculture.
Earlier on, we also had an announcement that was made by Madam First Deputy Speaker. She recognized the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Ediana Trust School in Lusaka District. Madam First Deputy Speaker, on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, warmly welcomed the visitors to the National Assembly.
So as soon as the quorum is constituted, business will resume. Still to come is consideration of questions for oral answer, understanding order number 82, and it's just one question this time around, and it's coming from the Chinsali lawmaker. He wants to find out from the Minister of Energy whether the government is aware that for the past 1 month, Chinsali district has been experiencing a critical shortage of fuel, thereby affecting service delivery in essential sectors such as health, and if so, what urgent measures are being taken to resolve the problem.
We also have a resumption of debate on a motion of thanks, the President's address, a motion of 16th September 2025, that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the President's address. This is a motion that was moved by Chisamba, Member of Parliament, Ms. Chushika Sanda, and it was seconded by Serenje, Member of Parliament, Mr. George Kandafula.
All right, and so it being a Friday, the House will adjourn at 12:55 hours. So we sure hope that you're going to stay with us up to that time as we await for a quorum to be constituted. Do stay tuned right here on the only station that brings Parliament closer to you. Good morning.
when business was suspended, the House was considering the ministerial statement moved by the Honorable Minister of Agriculture on the preparation for agriculture farming inputs for the 2025-2026 farming season. And the Honorable Minister just finished responding to a follow-up question asked by the Honorable Member for Chikankata. Next, the Honorable Member for Musazara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Minister, for your explanation. Mine, Minister, I would like to find out from you, now that as a country we are going e-voucher 100%, and you know that our people are in cooperatives. Now that all these cooperatives are going to be 100% on e-voucher. Now, in case of one member who it belongs to that particular cooperative doesn't pay or doesn't contribute the 10 bags, are those packs which were supposed to be given to that individual in that particular cooperative, are they going to be allocated to the next person in that same cooperative? Because there is a fear out there that those packs may be gotten from that cooperative and given to another cooperative. So our people are asking, through you, Mr. Speaker, how are you going to treat that scenario? Thank you very much.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and a very, very important question. Mr. Speaker, you will agree with me that the Minister of Agriculture does not pick names to give the inputs. It is up to the cooperative to give us the names. So the allocation will remain with the society. The name should come from the cooperatives. We have no right to decide who should be given. So it is up to the cooperative, Mr. Speaker, to give us the name. I thank you.
I think you did answer the question, Honorable Minister. The member asked whether the pack will be withdrawn. So that's the clarity that he wants you to shed light on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The pack will not be withdrawn from the cooperative. The pack can be withdrawn from the individual, but it will remain with the cooperative. So the cooperative should submit a name to the ministry, which name should receive the pack. I thank you, sir.
The Honorable Member for Kaumba.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister, from your presentation, 30% of the beneficiaries to date have bonded themselves, or rather they have acquitted themselves, and they are ready to redeem the inputs. Is there a deadline to announce to the nation that the number of beneficiaries for this year, for 2025-2026 season, has closed? Because many, as per your statistic data, only 30% have bonded themselves as to date. And you have already started giving inputs. So those that are still want to be part of the remaining 70%, is there a deadline to indicate that beyond this period, we are not accepting anybody to be on the e-voucher? I thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, sir, I think we can all be comfortable that if by 19th of September we are at 30%, surely we will know that before the rain comes through, we would have given 100%. Also, Mr. Speaker, if you got my speech, I said that going forward, we are trying to do away with this seasonality. We want to be giving continuous. So we will be very hesitant to give a deadline. We would like to continue giving these inputs every month for the whole year. I thank you, sir.
The Honorable Member for Ron.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. And Honorable Minister for Agriculture, thank you very much for your ministerial statement, where you have outlined quite a number of issues and the measures that you're taking. Mr. Speaker, while I still appreciate the minister's pronouncements that all farmers who have delivered maize to the FRA can use their receipts to redeem for their input for 2025-2026 farming season, I am worried, Honorable Minister and Mr. Speaker, sir, that the minister, whilst we are celebrating this bumper harvest, it's like you have not paid particular attention on how we are going to secure the already harvested bumper harvest, while it's concentrating too much on the 2025-2026 farming season. Honorable Minister, sir, to ensure that your efforts for 2024-2025 farming season does not go to waste, what measures have you put in place to ensure that all the maize that FRI are going to procure are taken to safety and that it does not go to waste in terms of being soaked by rains? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today I came to talk about fertilizer. I came to talk about FISIP. We will come with a statement on what we are doing as regards the current bumper harvest in terms of securing it. However, Mr. Speaker, suffice to say that we are extremely aware and alert that a lot of the maize, I have statistics of how much maize is still not in covered sheds. We are working on that very seriously, and we are looking at it, especially Northwestern Province, Luapula, Northern Province, Mchinga, where the rain starts very, very early. So we are alert to that, and we are working on it. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Solwezi East.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister, I appreciate your ministerial statement and also the good policies that you have stated leading to bumper harvest. I want to find out in this 2026 budget allocation, if at all you are going to have enough money allocated to your ministry to enable FRA have the ability to procure more maize, provide more satellite depot sheds, more bags, more officers, and more possibility of exportation of milling to other countries. And just find out if we have that budget line so that we are able to support your ministry. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first part of my answer will be exactly like what I said to Honorable Chiuya, that I'm here to discuss FISIP, but I can see that the interest is there on maize. However, Mr. Speaker, I ask for your attention and the attention of the members. The government wants to produce 10 million tons. The country, at the current population, consumes 3 million tons. What that will mean is that 7 million tons needs to be bought and exported. It should not be, Mr. Speaker, the responsibility only for government to look at that 7 million tons. We have all been to many countries across the world. It is not the responsibility of the government to get itself absolutely involved to buy, for example, the 7 million tons. May it be our collective responsibility to buy as individuals, as companies, so that we sell, we export this maize. On our own as government, it will be difficult to find the resource to buy that maize. But if you, doctor, can get an export permit for Angola, if the member from Sanzala can get an export permit for China, if Honorable from Winirunga can get an export permit for Angola, etc., it will reduce the burden on the government to look for resource to buy this maize. We are having this trouble with 4 million tons. What will happen when we have 7 million tons? It should be the responsibility of members like those in this house to participate and buy and export. We shouldn't leave it to government. It will be a difficult feat. I thank you, sir.
Next question for oral answer, understanding orders 82. The Honorable Member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 16.
The Honorable Minister of Energy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Honorable Member of Chinsali Parliamentary Constituency is asking the Ministry a question in two parts. One, whether the government is aware that for the past 1 month, Chinsali district has been experiencing critical shortages of fuel, thereby affecting service delivery in essential sectors such as health. B, if so, what urgent measures are being taken to resolve the problem? Mr. Speaker, our response is as follows. The government is aware of the fuel supply challenges experienced in Chinsali, as the situation during the period said was a nationwide problem. The government wishes to indicate that in August 2025, the country experienced some of the fuel shortages, stockouts, in the retail market due to logistical and supply challenges. The national fuel stocks, as of 18 September 2025, stood as follows. Diesel, 45 million liters, which is sufficient and translates into 10 days of consumption. 2, petrol, 12 million liters, which translates into 7 days of consumption. Mr. Speaker, with respect to Chinsali district, it has 3 operational filling stations and 1 non-operational. The 3 operational filling stations are being operated by Total Energies, Mount Meru Petroleum, and Fast Track Petroleum. The fuel supply situation in Chinsali district as of 18th September 2025 was as follows. 1 filling station was selling both petrol and diesel, and 2 filling stations were selling only diesel. So as at 18 September, there was no filling station which completely went dry. In B, the government has put in place immediate measures to address the shortages of fuel supply in Chinsali and the country as a whole. 1, the fuel stocks at each filling station, including the ones in Chinsali, are being monitored on a daily basis. Where stockouts are identified, OMCs operating such filling stations are engaged urgently to restock the sites. 2, the government, through the Ministry of Energy, has continued to actively collaborate with oil marketing companies to ensure stability in the supply. 3, the ministry has put in place deliberately policies through the Energy Regulation Board to prioritize the retail market first prior to the commercial markets and possible exports. The ministry has continued to urge members of the public to avoid panic buying, as such practices create artificial shortages and disadvantage other customers. For the long term, to increase security of supply of fuel in Chinsali district, the government is making progress with other oil marketing companies to set up more filling stations as stated below. One, Lake Petroleum Limited has been issued with a construction permit and construction works are underway for construction of the new filling station. Karan Petrol Limited was issued with a construction permit which expired and currently is being processed for the renewal. Mr. Speaker, lastly, I wish to reiterate that government remains firmly committed to ensuring steady and reliable supply of petroleum products to support economic growth and safeguard the welfare of all our citizens. Members of the public are therefore encouraged, Mr. Speaker, to remain calm as the New Dawn government has the situation under control. I submit.
Supplementary questions, Honorable Member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister, you have cited that this problem of not having fuel in Chinsali has been was caused by logistical challenges. Would you kindly elaborate more on what those logistical challenges are so that we get to understand what the real challenge is? Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Energy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Member. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, the logistical challenges are as follows. One, Mr. Speaker, as you may be aware that petrol is transported by road, and when there are these delayments in terms of berthing, that results into delayment of offloading the product to the market. So this is one of the most challenging logistical problems that we have. And also, Mr. Speaker, the other issue is the delayments in terms of uplifting in case of diesel at Tazama. And these are the issues that we are trying to address, that there's always, fast uplifting of the product when it comes to diesel in Tazama. And also, we are trying to engage our counterparts who have got these facilities of offloading, allowing the berthing, to make sure that Zambia is given priority whenever we have got our vessels at the port. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for the explanation that you have given. And the explanation that you have given is that the challenges that led to this fuel crisis in Chinsali still persist. They still persist. So I would like you, Honorable Minister, to give an assurance to the people of Chinsali that going forward, they will not be facing these fuel problems. Because what is happening is that when there is no fuel at the filling station, the people of Chinsali who have motorbikes, who have vehicles, they are being subjected to go to the black market where they are being charged double the price of fuel that they pay at the filling station. So, Honorable Minister, we want to hear you give an assurance to the people of Chinsali. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister of Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member. Mr. Speaker, like I've stated, that there are a number of measures that the ministry or the government is putting in place to make sure that these challenges the people of this country are facing will be the thing of the past. And I want to assure our dear colleagues in Chinsali district that government is doing all the best to make sure that these shortages will no longer be the issue in Chinsali district as well as the country at large. These measures are in the process to be implemented. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'll allow 2 questions because this one is constituency-based. The Honourable Member for Kantanshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your consideration. And just to place it on the record, the fuel shortages were actually, in most of the towns in Zambia. Thank you, Honourable Minister, for your responses. I wanted to just find out from you clearly, you have talked about the logistical challenges, and those logistical challenges are not new. And then you have also talked about the measures that you are now going to implement so that this doesn't happen again. The players on the market attributed this shortage of fuel to a tender that was cancelled upon being awarded. Apparently, the players are saying the particular company was not found desirable. And in the process, that tender was cancelled, and it affected the whole country because of the company not being desirable. Can you confirm if that is true? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister of Energy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honourable Member. Mr. Speaker, those are just allegations. It's not true because we don't bring petrol via pipeline. Petrol is brought by the road, like I stated. So there was no tender that was cancelled for the people who are transporting petrol by the road. There's no tender. So that means that that's a wrong allegation. However, Honourable Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Member may wish to note that the responsibility or the mandate of the government is to make sure that we create an environment which is safe for the people of this nation. So anything to do with the tender that was cancelled was done in good favor to make sure that our people receive the quality and the desirable services that they are supposed to receive. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Kafinsa.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to direct a follow-up question to the Minister of Energy. Minister of Energy, the subject matter is the shortage of fuel in Chinsali, but you are aware that it is not only Chinsali that has had challenges with getting fuel to the consumers. The Copper Belt, part of Northwestern, has been affected equally. Can you explain for the benefit of the people that are following this conversation as to why we are having these challenges beyond just the issue we've discussed, which is Chinsali? Could the Chinsali problem be the same problem we had on the Copper Belt? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Energy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you very much, Honourable Member. Indeed, the shortages of the product we are just talking about, they are real. And like I have alluded, Mr. Speaker, that a number of measures are being put in place to make sure that the issues that are being raised by the concerned citizens are really addressed. Also, you may wish to note that, Mr. Speaker, that the demand also has raised. So you find that in issues like the demand issues with Chinsali. Chinsali used to have the consumption demand of 13,000 liters. Now it has gone up to 25,000 liters consumption. So also this has contributed to these shortages. As I have stated here, Mr. Speaker, that issues of delayment also have contributed to the same availability of the product. Hence, you see this government has gone even further to halt exports. All those measures are being done to make sure that our local market have the sufficient product on the market. And also I've stated, Mr. Speaker, that this government has also given directives to say first priority must be retail. So all these measures, Mr. Speaker, are done to make sure that the situation that the country is facing is sorted out. And I've assured that going forward, it will not be the same. We are doing all the best, including copper belt, Mr. Speaker. Hence, in the longer term, you are seeing this government is going ahead to make sure that we construct another multi-purpose pipeline to make sure that we have this product in the country at all times. And also, Mr. Speaker, honorable members may wish to note that this government is also equal to the task to make sure that all our reservoirs, storages that we have in the country becomes operational. In the event that we have problems at the port, we are able to utilize or to be cautioned by what we have in our reservoirs across the country. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The clerk will now read the order of the day.
Thanks. The President's address. Motion of 16th September. Resumption of debate.
Order. When the House adjourned yesterday, Thursday, 18th September 2025, the House was considering the motion moved by the Honorable Member for Chisamba that the thanks of this Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the President's address. Any further debate? The Honorable Member for Solwezi West.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the President for a well-delivered speech on the floor of this House. Let me also dissect some points, Mr. Speaker, in the speech of the President. Number one, on page 4, the President has made some commitments. He wants to build a prosperous Zambia. That we must underline. A Zambia where all of us will live in peace. The President is saying he wants a Zambia where business opportunities and job opportunities are available for every Zambian. This is happening. We are able to see what is happening in all our constituencies. Surely we have nurses. For the first time in Karumbira, we have a military officer to the rank of a lieutenant, which has never happened in many years, like 14 years down the line. Nothing. Today, we have officers in the military, such as Air Force, ZAF, ZNS. We have those in the police. We have those in the correctional services and the like. So that is what the President is committing to all of us. He also discusses the issue of quality education for all of us. That we are able to see because it's being actualized in our constituencies. Surely, we are building 1 by 3 classroom blocks. Why? Because we need our pupils to learn in conducive environments. We have over 2 million that have gone back to school. Where will they learn from if we don't build infrastructure? That's a commitment. Healthcare is assured for everyone. He has employed nurses. All our rural centers are well manned by doctors, associates, and the like. That's a commitment from the President. He wants a Zambia where every citizen lives in a dignified manner. That is being actualized. Surely, even my colleague Mumbuna here can't be seen to welcome God. There is no come God there in Chawama, in Kanyama anymore. We have to live a dignified life. Look at what used to happen at Intercity. Anybody seen wearing a red cloth, any red cloth, whether it's a trousers or a shirt, you'll be beaten. We do not want that to continue. Mr. Speaker, I can safely say the people of Karumbira do support this particular presentation by the President and all the commitments that has made to the people of Zambia. Let me go to page 9 on agriculture. The president is encouraging all of us to get engaged in irrigation systems or irrigation schemes. We support that drive. For us who are coming from the northwestern province, we have plenty perennial rivers. All the districts in our province are seated on big rivers. Zambezi itself, Kabompo, Mwinilunga, there's Lunga River there, Sorwezi River, Kifubwa, Lunga, everywhere we have fresh waters. We do not actually even need to dam those areas. Minister for Water, we don't need to dam those rivers. We just need to provide the pumps and we begin to pump water to the farmers. What do we need? We just need mechanization. Buy us tractors. Buy us tractors. Buy us disc plows. Buy us boom sprayers. Buy us trailers and all that. We shall provide food for this particular country called Zambia. We are ready for that. Please mechanize this particular province. Mr. Speaker, on page 15, the president discussing mining. We are coming from a province that hosts 3 big mines of the 5 that we have in Zambia. For us, we have seen the advantages of reopening and opening new mines. Firstly, what the government is doing is to unveil the hidden treasures on the ground by flying those aircraft we are seeing in our province, which definitely will culminate into a report so that we are able to know that which is beneath the ground. That is what we are looking forward to. We have Karengwa mine opened. Before Karumbira mine opened, there was no town called Karumbira in our district. There was no such a town. It was also Sorwezi West, Sorwezi East, and Sorwezi Central. Before Kansanshi opened, our town was called 6 o'clock. Now we have people who are calling us 6 o'clock now, all traversing into Northwestern Province for business. Why? Because mines have opened. There are townships that have been built. We have golf courses that have been established that side. We have business opportunities, not only for the locals, but business opportunities for every Zambian. I can confirm, Mr. Speaker, that many Zambians you see here are seen in Sorwezi looking for business. Why? Because of the mines that have opened there.
Including gold.
We are looking for dollars all the time. How do you get forex if you are not engaged in the exports? We need to do more. And that is why the president is saying, can we increase from the current 800,000 tons or metric tons to about 3 million come 2031? What that means is that when production increases, the other parameters that support production also will increase. Yeah. For instance, those that are to move ore, copper from Northwestern, if there were 50 trucks, you would need to buy 200 or 500 of them to move 3 million tons of copper. That entails more jobs for the people. Suppliers of acid will have to increase. If the uptake is about maybe 100,000 liters, to produce 3 million tons, you would need to buy not less than, or you need to produce not less than probably 3 million or so liters of acid. More jobs for people and more jobs for drivers and all that. So a lot of things will change. Most of our towns we see, Mufrida, where my colleague comes from, we are built by the mines. Kitwe, built by the mines. Chingora, all those were mining towns. So we know what these mines can do. Mr. Speaker, if you went to Mfumbwe today, where we have opened this old Karengwa mine, there are a lot of people there. A lot of infrastructure is being built. Why? Because of this drive. So for us in Karumbira, we support the drive of the president, ensuring that we up production from the current 800,000 metric tons to about 3 million metric tons of copper. Mr. Speaker, we can continue discussing the good things in that particular speech, but for now, I'll leave it like that. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Isoka.
6 o'clock.
The Honorable Member for Isoka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to debate on some of the issues highlighted by the speech from the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. On social cash transfer, the impact of social cash transfer and cash for work programs. The objective of social cash transfer is to reduce extreme poverty and intergenerational poverty. Mr. Speaker, those vulnerables who didn't have 2 to 3 meals per day, those who are now getting social cash transfer are getting it with less difficulties. Mr. Speaker, there are some people who are getting social cash transfer, and those people who have children, school-going children, they are now able to pay for their children. They are able to buy shoes, uniforms, and other school equipment for their going school children. Mr. Speaker, some have even invested in livestock such as chickens, pigs, and goats. This progressive initiative doesn't just improve nutrition, Mr. Speaker. It has improved nutrition at household level, but also improved economic positions, thereby contributing to the economic development of the country. Mr. Speaker, for instance, those people who used to stay in thatched houses are now living in the houses with iron sheets. They've bought iron sheets using social cash transfer. Mr. Speaker, these are not mere talks, but living testimonies that we saw when we were on local tours in Chiwombo district. Mr. Speaker, for instance, there are some people who are getting social cash transfer, and they have started saving their monies in village banking called Ichilimba, revolving funds at community levels. Mr. Speaker, when they save enough monies, they are even able to supplement these monies using these monies to buy fertilizers. They are supplementing on received farmer inputs that they are getting, and thereby securing food security at household levels. Mr. Speaker, those who are getting cash for work, they are improving the cleanness of township areas and blocking the drainages and doing other small maintenance works at a low cost compared to what government would have spent on contractors. Mr. Speaker, the soccer people are happy with social cash transfer and cash for work. On education, Mr. Speaker, on page 41, 167, I quote, "To address the teacher deficit, we have continued to increase the number of teachers in our schools. Since 2022, we have recruited 42,000 teachers, and this year we are recruiting 2,000 more teachers." Mr. Speaker, on the recruitment of teachers, Isoka people are urging government to recruit local teachers who stay in our constituents, in Isoka constituents. Initially, they used to recruit teachers, but we used to have teachers from outside Isoka. This time we want local teachers in Isoka constituents, because I have teachers who are trained, but they are not recruited. So I'm urging government to recruit local teachers in my constituents, equally with health workers. Government has said that they are going to recruit 2,000 health workers. When the president came in this house, addressing this house, he mentioned recruiting teachers and health workers. But with Isoka, we want to recruit health workers and teachers who stay in Isoka. Because when we recruit teachers outside Isoka, when they stay in Isoka for some months, they go back elsewhere where they came from, and we remain without teachers, without health workers. This time we want local teachers. I want my people, my teachers, my health workers to benefit who stay in Isoka. I don't want government to recruit teachers outside Isoka. I want to recruit teachers within Isoka. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Kaflafuta.
Mr. Speaker, I sincerely thank you for giving me the opportunity to add a voice on the President's speech. Let me start by sincerely thanking the New Dawn government for enhancing the CDF, because this has performed wonders in Kaflafuta constituents. We've seen things that have never, ever been seen since the birth of Kaflafuta. We are extremely, extremely grateful for this. I followed the President's speech very, very carefully, Mr. Speaker, and I wish to start with a subheading of good governance of environment. Then somewhere we have the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, as people of Kaflafuta, we have a serious problem that has persisted on for years with an investor called Dangote Industries. What comes out clear, going by the President's speech, we should not be where we are right now, because in the President's speech, he says the locals must participate in decision making as well as a way of strengthening democracy. And obviously this should be done under the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, I wish to say that had this been applied in our situation, we would not be where we are, because there was never a participation of us, the locals, in the way this investor was handled. Zema skipped a lot of procedures which should have not been skipped. For example, this project was approved without the resettlement action being established, and as a result, the company took advantage of the lapse in this procedural way to deprive people of what is due to them. To make matters worse, Mr. Speaker, we've had some misdeeds from Zema which have really, really affected the way this matter was to be handled. And to make matters worse now, the person that has been shielding Dangote is now the acting director of this company, which has compounded the problem. I followed the spirit of the speech, Mr. Speaker, and what is obvious is the president means well for all of us Zambians, and he wants every Zambian to have a better life. But the way some of these institutions have operated, particularly ZEMA, which I'm pleased to see how government has reacted to the Sino issue. How I wish this was done to us as well in Kaflafuta, where the government took an interest in knowing exactly what is happening and seeing how this company has harassed and persecuted the people of Kaflafuta. I have been incarcerated on 3 different occasions because I stood up to say we must follow procedure. But we've not gotten this kind of help from government. I know I once spoke to Minister of Commerce about this matter, and he told me that we can't support you. We have to let the investor benefit whatever. I was deeply hurt by realizing that actually an investor in Zambia means more than us Zambians. And I think this is not the kind of Zambia we want to live in. The matter is not rested. We, as people of Kaflafuta, will continue fighting to ensure that what is due to us is paid. So, Mr. Speaker, I just wish to catch up with time here. The President also talked about the rule of law, and this is one matter that I've had a few questions from the public, Mr. Speaker. The people have come to me, and I don't know how they know me, Mr. Speaker. I'm normally on the quiet side in the House, but I don't understand how I'll meet people in town or somewhere and they'll begin to ask me, what is happening in your parliament? How is it that you are ignoring what the courts are saying and you are taking the other way and so on? So I would have really, really loved to hear something that would protect us as parliamentarians to clearly state how we are going to work and move between us as a government and the courts, because this is the major question that people are asking, to say, why is it that it seems to us that there is a conflict between the executive and the judiciary? So this is a question that, Mr. Speaker, I would have really, really liked to hear a clear pathway, so that we are not found in this predicament, because it's now putting us in a place where we don't seem to know exactly where we are as a people. And I think that this is something that I've liked to get a clarification for. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank you for the opportunity.
The Honourable Member of Kalulushi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing the good people of Kalulushi to also add a few, I don't know what better term to use. I'll add my voice on behalf of the people of Kalulushi. I will be brief, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on page 4, number 16, we remain firmly committed to our national mission of building a prosperous Zambia, a Zambia where business and job opportunities are available for all. Just on this one, Mr. Speaker, the President talked about opportunities, job opportunities that are available for all Zambians. We have heard from certain sectors, Madam Speaker, and government has been very quiet, where a certain region is supposed to take up the topmost positions. And government, I expected Madam Speaker, Her Honor the Vice President, and government to comment on that. We have our brother Kambwili in prison. He went in prison, jailed because he spoke on tribal marks. We heard, we know for sure. And Mr. Speaker, if we do not address these matters, we are going to run into havoc. I am a Bemba, who I have 4 sisters married to Tongas. My children are Tonga. And if we do not address this matter, as it should be, Mr. Speaker, we're headed for doomsday. So I'm beginning to wonder, when we're saying opportunities are available for all Zambians, when those that have given the opportunity to govern are clearly discriminating and speaking openly, and government has not condemned it. We are all silent. And silence, Mr. Speaker, means a lot. This is something that I hoped that this morning, Our Honor the Vice President would condemn and say this is one Zambia, like Kaunda had stated, one Zambia, one nation. Before we are a tribe, Mr. Speaker, we are Zambians. In our passports, any territory, and that is why you see countries like America are where they are today, because tribe has never been an issue. They say we are Americans. And if, colleagues, we do not address these issues, we are going to be in problems. Mr. Speaker, it further says, a Zambia where quality education and accessible health care are assured for all. I want to talk about education. The famous free education. It is a pity that most of us that are seated in here, our children are in private schools. Our children are in private schools or they are abroad. And what is happening, and I'm wondering if the president is given the correct information. The president himself could be...
Honorable Member for Karulushi, there is a point of order by the Honorable Member of Kalabo Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Article order number 71. You know, I really pity people like that. You know, Honorable Speaker, when you are standing here to speak, let us speak a fact.
What did you say, Honorable Member?
I'm saying, I pity people like Honorable Member for Kalulushi. Yes. If it was not her, I wouldn't have stood for a point of order. We have to be genuine and let us realize that we are unique. All human beings are unique, Mr. Speaker. You can't transfer your personality into another being. You can't. And we can't share personality. You know, me, I don't like people who just talk to please. Eh? Honorable Mr. Speaker, when the Honorable Member for Kalulushi says, here, members who are in this chamber, including me, then she says, our children, meaning my children, you know, that they are in private school. Has she got that evidence that I have a child, my own biological child, who is in a private school? Has she got that evidence? Honorable Mr. Speaker, usually I speak from the bottom of my heart. Let her withdraw that statement and rephrase it so that it includes herself minus me. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Order. The Honorable Member for Kalulushi, I think your statement was quite general, inclusive of everyone. And some members feel agitated because it's not representative of the cross-section of the members in the House. As such, you are out of order, and let's ensure that whatever we say on the floor of the House is factual. And let's avoid making presumptions. You can proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I think our emotional member of parliament should pay attention. I said most. And the word most does not at any point insinuate everybody. Most. So if you are not part of it, my dear
Honorable
you should have
member,
kept quiet.
I've guided you. I've guided you. I've guided you.
They are most obliged, Mr. Speaker. I want to speak about education and accessible health care are assured for all. Mr. Speaker, it brings very sad readings. The president in himself might be a very good man, wanting to work for the people of Zambia. But the people that are giving, and only then can he work for the people of Zambia, if he's getting correct information. And I've taken it upon myself to give him the correct information. When you talk about education, like I said, most of us, including myself, our children are in private schools. That is the truth.
But, Honorable Member, I've guided you.
Most of us. I'm including myself. So why are you arguing if you're not there? Why are you arguing if you're not there?
Honorable Member,
Can I be protected, Mr. Speaker?
No, order.
Don't reduce my time.
Order, Honorable Member for Kalulushi, I've guided you. When you use the word most, it means you have scaled. So it means of most of the members are in private, their children are in private schools. So I've guided you. Some members feel agitated with your statement. So refrain from using it.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker. Quality education. I want to speak about the most talked about free education. Mr. Speaker, the truth on the ground is that today, Mr. Speaker, can I be protected? Because I can also react. I can also react. Mr. Speaker, when you go to these primary schools, you will find the teacher-pupil ratio is unthinkable. Go in the compounds and ask a child good morning. They will say good afternoon. We are compromising quality to quantity. That is just the reality on the ground. And those are issues I was hoping that the president would be able to address. We are talking about the most talked about CDF game changer. I will speak about my constituency. I will not refer to anyone. We were given 10 million in loans, Mr. Speaker, unrecoverable. Go to UTH Cancer Hospital, no radiotherapy, no drugs, nothing. I receive, let me debate. This is the truth. Allow me to debate. I was voted by the people of Kalulushi. Mr. Speaker, when you go to Cancer Disease Hospital today, our women and men and children are dying because there is no help. We are looking at whether they argue. The truth is that we have patients there who are listening to what I'm saying, and they know what I'm saying is the truth. Accessibility to health is worrisome. I was at Kalulushi General Hospital. Mr. Speaker, it's a sorry sight. When you are sick, even a drip, you have to go and buy. And if you do not have money to buy, you will die. We are talking about CDF, the skills component. They are going for skills. Where is government consuming these people? Nowhere. Where are they found? The gold mine. What does government do? They shoot them. This is the reality of Zambia today.
Honorable Member, as much as you have the floor to debate, making assertions that you can't substantiate, especially going to an extent that government is shooting people, I think as a member of, Honorable Member, you are guided. I don't want to curtail your debate, because if you keep misleading the people and yourself, definitely I will curtail you. So I've guided you, avoid such assertions.
Most obliged, Mr. Speaker. I will move to the mines. And I hope President Hakainde Hichilema, the Republican president, is hearing, because I'm telling him the truth. Mr. Speaker, we look at page 16, the mining sector. We are talking about Mopani as Copper Belt being its mining game changer. Kalulushi, by the way, Mr. Speaker, harbors more mines than any other province in this country. A district. You know what I'm talking about.
No, honorable member.
I withdraw district.
Okay, district.
Let them pick the sense than the vocabulary.
No, avoid misleading people. Kalulushi is a district.
I've said district. I withdrew. Most of the mines, even the so-called Sinometals, is in my constituency. We are talking about the revamping of Mopani. Mr. Speaker, I was a contractor of Mopani copper mines. Yes, I'm a business person. Go to the records of Mopani. My family has dealt with the mines even before you were born. That is the reality. I'm coming from a business background. Even before it became Mopani under ZCCM.
Order. Order.
Why are they interrupting me?
No, order, honorable member. Your time is up. The honorable member for Zambia East.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you most sincerely for this opportunity to debate the motion of thanks, the President's address to this August House. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by, since this is a debate, by responding to some of the assertions that have been driven by the honorable member for Kalulushi, especially regarding the quality of education. Mr. Speaker, it is this government that has rolled out a new curriculum which has been on the shelves for all this long. And the PF, in their time, they never had time to roll out such a curriculum. Instead, they introduced teaching children in local languages. Isn't it in their term that they introduced to teach children in local languages? And today, she can have the audacity of preaching how children should actually speak better English. We know what we are doing, Mr. Speaker. It is this government that has introduced strategies of better education by recruiting massively staff that are responsible for improving the quality of education, even in the far-flung areas like Kateji, where I come from, like Kakolokoko, where I come from. All those places now have teachers. Isn't it this government that has introduced the CDF, which gives you the capacity to procure infrastructure, including improving the learning environment in these areas, including the far-flung areas? Rural constituencies like ourselves are able to construct classroom blocks in Katonto, in Nyakulenga. In Nyakulenga, we are building a whole new day secondary school. And 6 teachers' houses, as we speak, are already coming up. Mr. Speaker, I just thought I should make this clear so that the nation will know how much UPND is putting in and what the President talked about in terms of improving the quality of education. Mr. Speaker, coming from the education sector, allow me to refer to the theme of the President's address, which states that consolidating economic and social gains towards a prosperous, resilient, and equitable Zambia. Each one of those words are applicable to the situation now. When we talk of a prosperous Zambia, it's talking about growth. Look at the growth that we have recorded steadily, which is hovering around about 5%, from about 1.1%, and even negative growths, which they recorded themselves during the time of their reign. Resilience. Look at how we came out of the drought situation. That is being resilient, and it calls for prudent management of a country that you can be resilient and come out of such a situation. Equitable. Look at the rollout of the CDF to each and every constituency. And it's not too long ago, just 2 days ago, we were handing over 156 land cruisers, powerful machines, as ambulances for each of the constituencies, equitably. And for sure, this is in tandem with this theme of the address to this House. You need to take note of that. Mr. Speaker, in agriculture, the President came here to announce the bumper harvest that we are expecting this year of about 3.7 million tons, and rolling out plans of saying by 2030, we are actually targeting 10 million tons of production of maize. It's how organized governments operate. You must have such targets in order for you to achieve more. And we are not just setting out targets. Look at the mechanized, the farming mechanization initiatives that have been put in. There are centers that have been dotted around. And we want to put even more centers, including training our farmers. That is not, as if that is not enough, there are mechanisms for you to access funding if you are serious about farming. These small-scale farmers can access funding through the SAFU project, SAFU program. You can access funds. And the President reported here that 9,000 small-scale farmers so far have accessed these funds through SAF. Look at how beautiful it is. So these things are correlated. You can't just have targets without having systems of how you achieve those targets. I'll talk about infrastructure. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, in infrastructure, we have had a challenge. And we had to fall back on the PPP model, which has done well so far, because I'm aware that there are pieces of infrastructure that are going to be done using the PPP. A good example is the Ndola-Lusaka dual carriageway, which the President alluded to. In my province, we are talking about the Mutanda-Kasempa-Kaoma Road, which is already done and set, and the President will soon be going to commission that road. Now, I would want to speak to my colleagues, the people of Northwestern, to be patient a little bit. I've heard sometimes people bickering about infrastructure. We need to slow down and trust the process. There is a process. When we are using the PPP model, and ask me, why are we using the PPP model? It's because the physical space had shrunk. Do you know why the physical space had shrunk? To make it in simple language, is we had too much debt, which we needed to restructure. We have now restructured it. We know how much to pay. And because we are responsible people, we need to pay the debt. What remains in the coffers after we appropriate here is not enough for us to go on a rampage to do a lot of pieces of infrastructure at the same time to be supported by this budget. That's what we mean by a fiscal space being shrunk. So you need to trust us because we are managing these things prudently. And we expect utmost patience from our people. When we are doing what we are doing, we expect your support because we can't achieve it just today. What you need to trust for now is the process towards prosperity, which has been alluded to in the President's speech. Now, if you do not trust this process and you disturb what has already been arranged by making those negative pronouncements you make, you will end up losing a very responsible government and bring for yourself back these people who looted your resources. You need to be very, very careful in the way you talk and what you say. I'm speaking to the people from my province because I represent them. Please, let us avoid this negative talk unnecessarily. Development is not an event. It is a process, and we have to trust the process. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
The Honourable Member for Katombola.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for according the people of Katombola an opportunity to debate the presidential speech that was delivered by His Excellency the President on Friday, 12 September 2025. The Speaker, allow me to concentrate in the interest of time on good governance, page 51 of the presidential speech. Mr. Speaker, the President was very categorical that his government is working very hard in the promotion of human rights and freedoms. I want to thank His Excellency the President for restoring order in the country, peace, development, and tranquility. Before this government came into office, Sir Speaker, we lost a number of our people through police brutality, through extrajudicial killings. We've not forgotten the killing which took place on the 22nd of December 2020, the killing of Nsamansama, public prosecutor, the killing of Chibulo Mapenzi, Joseph Kaunda, Vespers Shimuzira. Mr. Speaker, we need to thank His Excellency the President and the current government for the milestones that have been scored in ensuring that this country has peace. Peace is a very, very expensive commodity, Mr. Speaker, and if it is lost, Mr. Speaker, it is very, very difficult to develop the country. And for that, we toast His Excellency the President, President Hakainde Hichilema, and the Cabinet and all the stakeholders that are spearheading the democratization process in the Republic of Zambia. Mr. Speaker, allow me to address the issue of the rule of law. Currently, Mr. Speaker, we are back to the Champions League when it comes to the rule of law, good governance, and constitutionalism. And for this reason, we thank the government. Addressing the issue of press freedom, Mr. Speaker, we are now back to a leading democracy, not only in Africa, but world over. And I want to announce, Speaker, that just next week, we are expecting for the very first time the coming of the Speaker, for example, and the delegation to come and benchmark here from Australia, Mr. Speaker, for the very first time, Mr. Speaker, because of the good policies of this government in terms of press freedom, freedom of expression, and we want to thank the government based on the speech delivered by His Excellency the President. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to good governance, you can't talk of good governance without democracy. Today, Mr. Speaker, people are campaigning freely. You can imagine yesterday there were elections. People even didn't know that there were elections because of the tranquility, the good order, the discipline, the peace that has been restored to this country. And we must toast this government. We must toast this government, and the people of Zambia must acknowledge the fact that Zambia has changed. Intercity is no longer Kamgodi. People are free to go there in any attire. Electoral Commission, we can't talk of democracy without an independent Electoral Commission. Today, as I speak, Mr. Speaker, the Electoral Commission is public and in a transparent manner, informing all the people of Zambia to register as voters so that they can vote next year. What more do you expect, Mr. Speaker? Access to justice. Mr. Speaker, the decentralization of the Legal Aid Board. I am former Legal Aid Counsel myself. I come from Legal Aid. I was a lawyer there, Mr. Speaker. I am coming from Legal Aid Board, representing the indigent persons, Mr. Speaker. So we are happy from Katombola constituents to indicate that the decentralization of the Legal Aid Board is gaining momentum. And out of 116 districts, Mr. Speaker, we have reached 102. And we are looking forward, Mr. Speaker, that all the districts must have representation in terms of legal aid representation so that access to justice is delivered in the whole country over. Independence of the judiciary. Mr. Speaker, you can't talk of democracy without an independent judiciary. Today, our judiciary is one of the best in the world because of the independence that has been entrenched in the Constitution of Zambia. Amendment Act number 2 of 2016 establishes fiscal independence of the judiciary and gives the judiciary autonomy. We have, as at last session before we adjourned, Mr. Speaker, passed a bill, Superior Court's Number of Judges Act, increasing the number of judges in the High Court, increasing the number of judges in the Court of Appeal. This is how it should be. Instead of taking money, hiring jets for 15, 20, 20 jets into America, wasting public resources, this is how it should be, Mr. Speaker. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, also to address the issue of the fight against corruption. This government has fought corruption, Mr. Speaker, and offenders have started crying foul that they are being targeted. I want to re-echo the statement given by His Excellency the President that the fight against corruption is not intended to target anybody. It's a fight against corruption for yesterday, today, and forever. So for those who stole, should not be seen to cry foul. But I want to place it on record, Mr. Speaker, that the lenient sentences that have been dispensed for persons that stole public resources are a source of great concern to the people of Katombola constituency. A theft of $11 million versus 4 years sentence is not commensurate. These are public resources we are dealing with, Mr. Speaker. We would like to see a strengthened legislation amending Act number 3 of 2012, the Anti-Corruption Commission Act number 12, to ensure that not less than 25 years be meted to personalities that delve in stealing public resources, whether it's cash, the way the Marangi case has demonstrated. We are not happy from Katombola constituency, the sentences that are coming, Speaker. We have looked at all the sentences, including the sentence in the case of the people versus Katere Karumba, very lenient sentences, $10 million versus 3 years.
Honorable member, avoid
Mr. Speaker,
mentioning personalities that are not here that can defend themselves.
Mr. Speaker,
so withdraw that statement.
Mr. Speaker, I have heard, I'm quoting the precedents from the Supreme Court. Those are cases.
Withdraw that statement.
I withdraw, Mr. Speaker.
What are you withdrawing?
I am withdrawing the quotation of the judgment in the case of the people versus Katere Karumba, Supreme Court judgment number 7, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you. May proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The position, Mr. Speaker, is that the fight against corruption must be strengthened, and we commend government for introducing the court called the Economic and Financial Crimes Court. We are expecting more serious sentences from that court, not massaging corruption, Mr. Speaker. We want to ensure that all those persons entrusted to take responsibility of people's funds, whether it's in form of drugs, they should not try it. Quoting the case of the people versus Dr. Kashiwa Blaya, Henry Kapoko, and all those Supreme Court judgments.
Honorable member,
I withdraw that judgment again, Mr. Speaker. I'm guided, Mr. Speaker, I withdraw. And I will not quote the judgments of people who are convicted on corruption. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So the people of Katombola are thankful, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, and we are thankful for the CDF, and we wish the President well, and we commend his speech. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yeah. The Honorable Member for Mwembeshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving the people of Mwembeshi some bit of time just to say one or two issues concerning the speech by our President. Mr. Speaker, the President highlighted a lot of issues, and he was on point, and the people of Mwembeshi are delighted and happy that he was able to highlight a lot of issues. Mr. Speaker, page 34, the President was talking about infrastructure. He mentioned a lot of roads, including the Kitwe-Lusaka Road, Lusaka-Kitwe Road. And then he says that he mentioned a lot of roads which he thinks that these ones are going to be tarred and are going to be completed in due time. Mr. Speaker, the people of Mwembeshi actually are very happy because on this floor, me as their representative have stood talking about the Rampunwe Road, starting from farmers via Nampundwe up to Blue Lagoon. Mr. Speaker, this road is being tarred. And as it is being tarred, now as I'm talking now, the works are actually progressing very well, at very high level. We are expecting that the tarmac by December is going to reach Nampundwe. You know the distance from town center to Nampundwe is the same distance from town center to Chongwe, town center to Kashue. This place, Mwembeshi or Nampundwe mine, is one place where all the people who are in here, if you want to go and reside, it's a better place to go. And therefore, we want to thank the president for making sure that this tarmac is being put and that Mwembeshi is on the road network where everyone is going to enjoy. You know, Mr. Speaker, sometime in 2018, 2019, some people were constructing a road. I won't mention the place. But that place where they're constructing a road, we noticed that it was put there for political gain. But I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, that on that road, in the morning, one vehicle. The whole day, no vehicles. In the evening, another vehicle. In one day, 2 vehicles passing on that road. But when we said that, can you do a road in Nampundwe? They were telling us, Mule voter we know. Want to say that the president is a good one because he is not telling anyone in Zambia that for you to have a good road, you vote properly. Because they used to tell us, ka voted way, imesuma voter buino. And look, meaning you don't vote well. Because we were voting for UPND in Mwembeshi, we could not have any road put to us. And this president, as you can see the way I was talking, all the roads in Zambia are being taken care of without looking at who is voting and who is not voting. The people of Mwembeshi are very happy for what he is doing. You know, apart from the road network on that tar road, we are thankful to the president that he is able to give us CDF. This CDF have bought a lot of machines. We are doing the feeder loads in the constituents. This has proved that these machines are going to work properly in connecting all the areas of Mwembeshi to the main grid. And business is going to be made easier, and the people's lives are going to be improved. Mr. Speaker, let me clear something. There's one thing about the open access in the power system. You know the energy power system where everyone is crying. The president was categorical. He said, we are actually affected. The whole people of Zambia are affected. The president is not shy away saying that only some sectors of people are being affected. These power shortages is affecting everybody. Whether you are UPND, whether you are PF, whether you are NAREP, the power deficit is affecting every one of us. But the president, he did not just shy away from that. He is saying that we are working tirelessly to make sure that this issue is actually brought to a halt. Now, I wanted to speak about one thing which was brought 2 days ago. They were talking so much about these people, the independent suppliers like Canona, CEC, and the other suppliers who are supplying power. You know, some people are talking without knowledge. This Canona they are talking about, they buy power from South Africa. After buying power from South Africa or from Mozambique, when they bring it in Zambia, they are the people who are actually giving ZESCO this power. Canona is assisting ZESCO to supply power to the communities. But the people there are saying, how did Canona come? Canona is a private company like CEC on the Copper Belt, which is supplying power. Therefore, to demonize a private company who is actually assisting the country is actually a wrong direction. I saw that people are not telling the truth. The truth of the matter is what the president said. The president said that we have got a problem with power in this country, and therefore we are trying to fight so that we reduce power deficit. The issue is all of us should go on board, try to see how we can work together to reduce the power deficit instead of bringing Canona on board. Mr. Speaker, the president was on point that we as the people of Zambia, if we work together without side-riding any region, we are going to prosper. And this country, as far as we are concerned, let us see how far we are going to go by the time we reach 2031, because our president is going to turn this country to a better nation. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honorable member for Chinsali.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to make a few comments on the speech which was delivered by the President last Friday on 12th September 2025. Yeah, President HH, Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the minister keep on disturbing me this month. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first issue that I want to talk about is the issue that the President touched on regarding the Great North Road, starting from Chinsali to Nakonde. The President said most of that road has been done. It has reached about 98%, which is by and large true. But I want to state that there is a variation that was made on that contract, which pertains to the road from Chinsali Post Office to Nambuluma. It's about 16 kilometers. It has not been done. The Minister of Infrastructure reported to this House that it was going to be worked on by May, or the works on that road were going to commence by May this year, but that has not happened yet. Though, at least I can confirm that the contractor has come. He hasn't yet started working. I would just like the House to know, and also the President to know, that the works on that very important road, Nambuluma Road, 16 kilometers from Nambuluma to Chinsali Post Office, the works have not yet started. Mr. Speaker, the other issue that I want to talk about is the airport. The President, on page 31, he stated that the government has identified land for construction of the airports in Nakonde, and the government has identified land where to put airports in Chinsali and Nakonde. Then he further said that we are working on Nakonde Airport and Chinsali Airport at the same time. Now, Mr. Speaker, I do really appreciate the intention by the government to give us an airport. I do really, really appreciate. But the truth is that, yes, land has been identified, but the construction works, specifically in Chinsali, the construction works have not commenced. And at the moment, there is nothing that is actually happening. So I would also love the President to know that regarding this airport that he talked about in Chinsali, the works have not commenced. The next issue, Mr. Speaker, that I would like to talk about is where the President mentioned how we have recorded a rebound in production levels in major crops, among which maize is. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the government that let us keep the production levels of maize at that level, and if possible, we should do more. Now, there is one thing, Mr. Speaker. Currently, as we speak, farmers in Chinsali have supplied maize. Some supplied 2 months ago. They supplied maize to FRA. And as we speak, Mr. Speaker, farmers have not been paid. Every day, farmers tell me that they wish they didn't take maize to FRA. If they had anywhere else to sell to, they were not going to take to FRA. What am I trying to say, Mr. Speaker? I am trying to say that if we are to encourage farmers to continue performing better and better in producing maize, which is our staple food, it is important that the government makes sure that it pays promptly when the farmers supply maize. FRA should pay in good time. As we speak right now, schools have opened, Mr. Speaker, and our farmers who have children that are going to school, they do not have money. They do not have money to pay for those children to be in school. Then others We have farmers that are on e-voucher and FISIP, but we also have a good number of farmers. If I stand to be corrected, we have about 1 million farmers who are on FISIP, but the total number of farmers that we have in the country, they are about 4 million. So which is like just 25% is on FISIP. So the 75%, they just farm on their own using their own resources. So now they have supplied maize to FRA, and they need to get that money so that they start preparing, they start buying fertilizer and other materials that they need to support their farming activities. Mr. Speaker, the President also talked about the issue of supporting irrigation so that we scale up the production of maize and ensure that we are resilient when it comes to farming, and resilient against drought so that we support farming. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that irrigation can only succeed if we are power sufficient. By power sufficient, I mean if we have electricity enough to support irrigation. Now, Mr. Speaker, if we do not have electricity to power the lighting of bulbs at home and charging the phones, how will we support irrigation? It is important that the minister here, the Minister of Energy, works very hard that he produces enough energy for this irrigation inspiration, for this irrigation inspiration that the President has in mind. Then on page 23, regarding the same energy, Mr. Speaker, the President said, clearly tackling the challenge of load shedding is currently the top priority of this government. We have a plan and are working hard day and night to improve this situation. Mr. Speaker, what I would like to say is that at the moment, one thing that the government needs to do is they need to stop exporting electricity. If we stop exporting the electricity we have, then immediately we are going to reduce the number of load shedding hours. There is no need of working hard when we can't reduce. First of all, we are not taking advantage of the low-hanging fruits. We already have electricity that we have, that we are producing, but we are exporting it to other countries. So the first thing that we need to do as a country is to stop the exportation of electricity. When we stop exporting electricity, we reduce the number of load shedding hours. Then we continue working hard day and night so that we produce more electricity to finish the energy deficit. Then we also just look at producing for exportation. Then, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of science and technology, the speech of the President regarding what we are doing in the sector of science and technology lacked depth, because the President just said we are investing in science and technology. He never gave any targets of where he is seeing the country to be in the next few years. Mr. Speaker, with these few comments, I thank you.
I honor the Vice President adjournment.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the House now adjourns.
The question is that the House now adjourns. Any debate, any objection? The question is agreed to the House. Is now adjourned.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for still being with us on Parliament Television. The House has just adjourned, and so just now we go straight and look at business that has been considered on the floor of the House from the time business commenced at 09 hours.
We did have an announcement. Madam First Deputy Speaker did recognize the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Eliana Trust School in Lusaka District. And so, on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, Madam First Deputy Speaker warmly welcomed the visitors.
After that, we had a ministerial statement that was delivered by the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Ruben Piri Mutolo MP. This was on the preparation for agricultural farming inputs for the 2025-2026 farming season.
And so the minister did say that the Farmer Input Support Program continues to be a flagship initiative of the government designed to provide subsidized agriculture inputs to smallholder farmers across the country. So for the 2025-2026 farming seasons, government has undertaken comprehensive reforms to enhance efficiency, transparency and impacts of the FISP. The overall objective of the FISP is to improve the supply and delivery of agriculture inputs to small-scale farmers through sustainable private sector participation at affordable cost in order to increase household food and income security.
The minister did say that the specific objectives of the program are to, one, expand the markets for private sector input suppliers and increase their involvement in the distribution of agricultural inputs in rural areas. That's 808 agro dealers have been engaged, therefore creating employment, and the other one to ensure timely, effective and adequate supply of agriculture inputs to targeted small-scale farmers, fertilizers, seed and chemicals.
And so the minister did state the current implementation status as of 17th September 2025. The farmer compliance and sales a total of 300,000 bonded farmers, representing 29.28% of the 2024-2025 season beneficiaries have successfully sold maize to FRA. And the input collection, he also talked about the input collection.
And after that, the minister did say that government allocated a significant investment of 9.2 billion kwacha to agricultural sector to ensure the successful implementation of the program during the 2025-2026 farming season.
Just so that's a brief of the ministerial statement that was delivered by the Minister of Agriculture. And before that, Madam Speaker did we did have Her Honor the Vice President's question time. That was before the ministerial statement, and we did see members of Parliament ask Her Honor the Vice President questions without notice.
After that, we did have one question for oral answer under Standing Order 82. This question came from Chinsali, Member of Parliament, Mr. Kalalwe Mukosa, who directed this question to the Minister of Energy. He wanted to find out whether the government is aware that for the past 1 month, Chinsali district has been experiencing a critical shortage of fuel, thereby affecting service delivery in essential sectors such as health. And the minister did say that government is aware. And in the other part of the question, he wanted to find out if so, what urgent measures are being taken to resolve the problem. And the minister indicated that the ministry has put in place deliberately policy through the regulation board to prioritize the retail market first prior to commercial markets, and also that the fuel stocks at each filling station, including the ones in Chisali district, are being monitored on a daily basis.
And we did have resumption of debate on thanks the President's address, and debate on this motion stands adjourned. It resumes next week on Tuesday. And so that's it. That's all the time that we had for you today. Would like to thank you as always for your time. Be sure to join us next week on Tuesday for more parliamentary proceedings.